You know, when you buy your first watch with your own money, it's a significant moment. Not because you're getting into a relatively materialistic hobby, that is, assuming of course you buy more than one, but the significance of buying a watch with your own money means you are now an adult. Your first watch signifies that you're in charge of what you do with your time and how you manage it. Now, the one thing I really struggled with when I was purchasing my first watch was the amount of people trying to take advantage of you, also known as marketing. A lot of fashion brands telling you you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a proper watch, a luxury piece. So if you're one of the lucky few who manage to ignore all the marketing fluff, can you actually find a piece under $100 that's worth it?
So, if you look around YouTube, if you look around the forums, you'll always see that this specific Seiko 5, alongside this line basically, is always associated with the $100 Rolex Datejust alternative. Now, I did explore the SNKL41 and I wanted to see whether or not this is actually the case, because when I had that watch, I wasn't really thinking of it as a Rolex Datejust alternative. I was just kind of thinking of it as a very cool $100 watch. But this watch is basically the gateway drug to mechanical watches. It's a little bit hard to understand how you could get such a watch for under $100. Now, I wanted to showcase it to you guys with a lot of different strap options as well, and I wanted to explore what exactly do you get for that price. I recently bought my dream watch, the Zuna Langmatic, which I have on right now, and I absolutely love this watch. And I can 100% justify its price point, and I love it, and I would purchase it 100 times after. But when I first started collecting, I couldn't even fathom spending over $100 on a watch. My first $100 watch was the biggest decision of my life at the time. So what exactly do you get when you buy the Seiko 5? Well, it's a lot of really good stuff. But guys, before we get started, this video is sponsored by Joma Shop. As watch collectors, we enjoy the thrill of the hunt, finding new pieces to add to our collection, but of course, as savvy watch buyers, we always try to look for the best possible price. So I'm excited to share today's sponsor, Joma Shop. Joma Shop has one of the biggest online inventories for brand new watches, and they carry over 650 brands from affordable Seikos and Casios all the way up to high horology pieces such as Patek and Vacheron. With around 75,000 unique pieces and delivering to over 150 different countries, make sure to check out Joma Shop when you're considering your new watches at heavily discounted prices. So the concept behind the line is to have 5 key characteristics in every watch. The watch has to be durable, mechanical, with a reset crown at 4 o'clock, a day and a date, and finally it has to be water resistant. After handling tons of Seiko 5s, the one thing you realize immediately is why there's such a huge fan base behind this category. The watches are affordable, low maintenance, versatile, fun, and finally they have a vintage charm without the hassle of owning a vintage piece. The unpretentious styling of these watches is so attractive, especially at the price they're offered at. The new modern Seiko 5s are great, but they're also double the price. The fact that you can get so many cool Seiko 5s, dare I say endless choices, just reminds us how fun this hobby is supposed to be. It's easy to get caught up in specs that sometimes we forget the most important thing, and that is to have fun. And that is one of the biggest reasons I love the Seiko 5 line. Now the watch is pretty great for under $100, but of course at that price, we will have a few drawbacks. To start off, the movement powering this piece is the Seiko 7S26. There's 2 positives and 1 major negative. The movement is fully in-house, which doesn't mean much in the real world, but to watch enthusiasts, it's a badge of honor. It showcases that the company didn't outsource any of their components, and to watch enthusiasts, we absolutely love that. Now the second thing that's pretty great is the display back. The 7S26 isn't the most beautiful movement out there, far from it. But to someone who's first getting into mechanical watches, it's quite fascinating to see. I always preach that everybody buying their first mechanical watch, they need to buy it with a display back. That way they can fully understand and appreciate this hobby. The major flaw of the 7S26, however, is the promised accuracy. Minus 25 to plus 35 seconds a day, to put it nicely, is quite terrible. That being said, for $100, I wasn't expecting much. The 7S26 also doesn't feature hacking and hand winding, so unless you wear this watch every single day, you're gonna have to set it quite often. Now let's talk about the specifications of this watch. This watch comes in at 37mm with 10mm thickness, the lug-to-lug size, which means top to bottom is 42mm, and finally you get a strap size of 18mm. Now with a lug-to-lug size of around 42mm, the watch might wear a little bit small on larger wrists. Keep in mind, Seiko 5s do come in different sizes, so make sure you buy something that works for you. The 37mm case does look extremely good on the wrist, and that 18mm strap size just adds a very nice taper to the watch. The dial has a slightly glossy finish with red accents in the hand and date window at times. The reason why I say at times is because this watch is actually bilingual. You can get different languages depending on the target audience, but these watches have been floating around for quite some time, so you might get lucky with the configuration you like. In this case, you get Arabic and English, which is why it reads Goma, which means Friday in Arabic. Just a personal preference, but I love the way the Arabic date looks. I can see why people dub this as the affordable Datejust. It has the same classic style with a smaller case that's quite charming, and the watch is equally as versatile, and finally, it does look similar to vintage 1600s or 1500 Datejust references. The best thing about this piece is its versatility. But guys, allow me to share this piece with you with a few different straps, because I feel like when you put a proper strap on this watch, it really elevates it. It makes it look 10 times the price. So I'm going to share with you guys a few strap options as well with this piece. Now the first strap I paired it with is a generic black calf strap that I actually purchased from Amazon. I'm going to try my best to link this down below, but I just wanted to show you what it will look like with just a generic black calf. Now the second one is another one that I won't be able to link because this is actually a strap from JLC. However, I wanted to show you guys what it will look like with the black dial and a brown chocolate strap. You can pretty much put anything with this watch. I know B&R Bands has a really nice one that I'm going to link down below. Now the next one, we have a beautiful rubber strap. This one I purchased as well from Amazon. I'm going to have the link down below. I did manage to find it, so make sure you check it out. But I think this one looks absolutely stunning, and it gives it a very nice sporty look. Now the next one I got from Crown and Buckle. This is a camo strap, and this is just to show you guys how versatile and how casual this watch could easily dress down. I think it looks really cool. Now finally, the last one is from Barton. This is a NATO leather strap. I just thought it looked really good. Obviously that black strap will go really well with the black dial, so this is probably my favorite combination. Now the combination I wore the most was this kind of waffle rubber strap, and that's because this watch leans towards more the casual side because of that red seconds hand. If it didn't have that red seconds hand, it would be more dressy, but just that popper red gives it a little bit more sportiness, which is why I feel like this waffle strap looked really great. Not to mention, it was actually very comfortable. Overall, this is a fantastic watch for under $100. This is a watch you can buy and be proud of. Watch that is fully in-house, which is pretty much unheard of at this price range. A very good looking watch, and the most important part, it's a very fun watch. Overall, I highly recommend the Seiko 5 line, especially if it's going to be your first watch. There's a lot of great options out there, but for under $100, you cannot beat the Seiko 5 line. But guys, what did you think about this watch? Did you like it? Is it worth $100? Let us know in the comment section below, and guys, as always, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.